Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Post to Post. If you're new, my name is Neil, and on this channel we talk about hockey, most importantly, other sports as well, but we put a primary focus on design, whether that's jerseys, logos, uniforms, whatever. We like to talk about designs and colors and all that good stuff. Recently on the channel, I've started to redesign the home jersey of every single NHL team with a couple of rules. We'll get into the rules here in just a couple of seconds, but a couple of teams that we've done so far: Toronto, Montreal, the Rangers, Columbus, Florida, Edmonton. If you want to go check those videos out, they're all on the channel. I even have a playlist set up called Jerseys, and then there's a playlist for jersey concepts. So there's lots of content on the channel in those playlists to look at. But in this video, we're focusing on Buffalo. As you can see, my hat does not match my jersey. That is not intentional. I don't have a hat that matches the jersey, and I don't have a jersey that matches the hat. This is all I got. So we will wear this for now. Let's bring up the rules, and we'll talk about what's going to happen here with this Buffalo design. So I'm allowed one small change, or I'm allowed a small change. I'm allowed a big change, and I'm allowed an optional shoulder change. So you will have seen this before if you've seen those previous videos, but for anyone new, an optional shoulder change is just either adding or removing a shoulder patch. Optional, very optional, okay? And my focus is on the home jersey here. You're gonna see an inverse away version of my design, but I'm not thinking about the away, I'm thinking kind of about the home. So let's look at the template that we're gonna be using today. It's a free one, it's by Puck Designs. As I said in the previous videos, no idea who this person is. It's free, it's online, not a sponsor, just a shout out to them. That's the template that I'm gonna be using, and it's very computer friendly, I guess I'll say. It doesn't take a lot of resources in Photoshop to use this one. And once you download it, you can get this graphic, and it just gives you a bit of an insert for the Instagram. Go give them a follow. They deserve it for putting this template out there for free. So once again, shout out to that person. So as you see on the screen here, I've just put together a very quick template, or a very quick design of their current jersey, their current home jersey. It is beautiful. I really like what Buffalo has done going back to the royal blue. It's very retro. The colors are so complementary with the blue, that specific shade of blue, and the yellow or the gold, whatever. Very beautiful jersey. Buffalo has absolutely pretty much nailed their home in a way in terms of color, for sure. Maybe not striping, but definitely in terms of color. So I decided to do the big change first, and I didn't really want to do like a big change, but I wanted to do a big change that would drastically change their home and away, but still follow in line with their brand, I guess, vision and their history. And when I talk about vision, I kind of think about what they've done recently. And what they've done recently is they've appreciated this. They've appreciated this logo. Reverse Retro 2.0, I think it was. They used this as a white version, or maybe it was 1.0. I can't remember. I always get those Buffalo ones mixed up. But they brought back the goat head with the blue and the gold. And then they came up with this alternate jersey. I think it's probably the best alternate jersey in the league. I absolutely love it. It is phenomenal. It brings me back to those classic days in Buffalo. And I just so appreciate that they've done that. So I'm looking back in the recent history of Buffalo, and I see their vision kind of looking a little bit backwards versus a little bit forward. So I wanted to do the forward part of that, maybe the next steps potentially. And my big change is going to be the logo on as a segue. So as you can see, it's not like super visually impactful. It's just, it is a big change. It's a primary logo change for Buffalo. The logo that they're using has maybe been one of the most longest standing primary logos in NHL history, at least outside the original 6. So yes, it's a big change, but it's still within the realm of Buffalo design language. It's in their recent designs, it's in their like previous long ago designs, so it's not foreign to a Buffalo Sabres fan. They're gonna look at this and be like, okay, yeah, that looks familiar, I like that. Now the striping we'll talk about here just in a second, but I think yet that although this is a big change, it can maybe also not be viewed as a big change. I guess it'd be maybe depending on your perspective. That's kind of the subjective part about this. But the reason I did this is because I was thinking about the alternate. I was thinking about, okay, well, what's Buffalo going to do in the next 5 years? Well, they know how much that people love this logo and love this jersey. And I assume that Buffalo would want to keep this alternate jersey for an extended period of time. So they keep this, all right, we're keeping this. So why not have a home that kind of follows in that same kind of design language, or I guess brand consistency maybe is the best word, and keeping the same logo recolorized as blue and the gold for the home jersey. My second change, which is the small change, is just the striping. I felt like the striping was a little bit too aggressive on their current jersey, and it took too much attention away from the actual logo. Whether it's the goat head, whether it's the current primary logo that they use, which is their their traditional logo. So I wanted to shrink the striping just a little bit, but still have it be complementary to the logo. I think the balance between the yellow and the white and the striping is maybe the thing that's improved the most, in my personal opinion. With this striping, it complements the logo a little bit better as well. So I'm very happy with the striping. It also feels a little bit more like other Buffalo professional sports teams striping. So that's the kind of direction that I was going as well. And then my my optional shoulder change, I'm keeping those shoulders clean and fresh. Okay, we're not going to put anything on the shoulders and busy it up. Okay, this beautiful jersey, just allow that blue to come up just like it does now. So keeping the shoulders empty. Okay, so no shoulder patch being added. Now, just for fun, we'll take a look at the inverse of this, the hypothetical away version. So here it is. So this is pretty close to that reverse retro, kind of, a little bit, but I do really like it. So of all the jerseys that I've redesigned for home and away, there's been many misses within the rules that I, came up for myself. But this Buffalo one is one of the ones that I'm really happy with. The change might not be considered big change with the logo. The small change is pretty small. It's just, striping. So it's still very Buffalo. It's not super drastically different, but I'm very pleased with it. I could potentially see them doing something like this personally. And also mainly just considering jerseys to go with it, like this one. So if I'm thinking home and away that has the same logo, for brand consistency, the alternate be very similar design language. So you've got the goat head still, so they share all the same logo, just recolorized, but the jersey itself is very modern, angular striping and stuff, and that's really what an alternate maybe potentially should be. If your home and away is very modern and very visually bold, maybe you want your alternate to be more on the retro side, just to have that balance, where if you have a very retro or very boring traditional striping home and away, maybe be a little bit more playful with your alternate like we have here in this Buffalo jersey. So I was really looking at brand symmetry and consistency across the three jerseys, and I felt like this was maybe the best decision for Buffalo, at least within the rules that I've set for myself. And I've said this in some previous videos, the reason that I'm doing this is because this is a good real life example, if you're a designer out there, of you getting an assignment. Maybe you work for an agency and Pepsi has hired your agency to come up with a new branding for a can. That's great, man. The ideas might just be flowing in your head. I could do this on the can, I could add this. But Pepsi's like, you can't use our original logo. You can't use our current logo. We want something a little bit different. You have to use this specific shade of blue. You can't use off-white. You can't use any other colors than what we currently use. It has to have this amount of text. Oh, and also we have this slogan that we want you to use. Here's the slogan. You have to put it somewhere on the can. So you get all these, that's very typical if you're doing design work, whether it's for an agency, whether you're doing freelance work and someone's coming to you with a logo with criteria. That's just what it's like in the community or in the professional world of graphic design. You are giving an assignment with specific criteria that might handcuff you and might not allow you to do exactly what you would maybe inherently do if you had no rules and you could just do it and off the from your head and your idea. So that's why I'm doing this, is to make it a challenge for myself, because I wanted to not just have at it and do whatever I wanted to. I wanted to make a challenge, and that's kind of the fun of it as well. So hope you're enjoying this process. There's been a lot of positive comments on this series so far, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's been a lot of votes for some other teams, and I've not designed the next team yet. That is also the fun part of the series. I get to look at the comment section after these videos release, and I get to see what people vote for as the next team. So if you want to see me design your favorite team next, if I've not done it, leave it down below in the comment section. I've not done most of the teams in the NHL at this point, so leave your votes down below in the comment section. And if you haven't seen those previous videos, maybe I've already done your favorite team, go check it out. There's some controversial designs and stuff in some of those ones that I even myself wasn't pleased with. So I appreciate you for leaving a comment. I appreciate you for watching this video and any previous ones and any future ones. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below and joining me for those future ones. And I hope you have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.